All right. Okay. All right, everybody. We'll get started. Really, really good win, without a doubt. And this is, as we've all said many, many times, and we'll probably say many more times, how challenging it was just to even get to this first game and even get to a season. So I think our team's first emotion, I think throughout the game and even in the locker room after, was just appreciative for the opportunity to play, appreciative of all the people, players, staff, medical staff, administration, all the people that have really worked tirelessly for the last several months to even make this a possibility. Appreciative of our fans were able to come in there. It was a heck of a lot of fun to play in there. Our guys loved it, and really good first win. Excited about how we played in the first half. Obviously, it's some big plays offensively. We were dominant defensively for the entire game. That shutout was really, really important to us, and so being able to get that, you just don't see those very often in college football anymore. So that was definitely special for Speed D. And I think, yeah, a lot of good things tonight. Certainly more good than bad. A lot of young guys that stepped up and made a lot of big plays, for the first time out. So that was good to see. Obviously, there was some sloppy play throughout, especially some in the second half and into the first half. That's got to get better, especially on the offensive side. But we'll learn. We'll grow from it. Long year, and diving right ahead into Big 12 play here. So we got to get better and get there fast. But heck of a great first win. Certainly felt great to be back out there.
Okay, thanks, Coach. We're going to hop to questions here. Let's go to Joe Bentner with the Norman transcript.
Lincoln, just curious, Spencer Rattler, with his play tonight, could you talk about his performance and just how settled he looked from the get-go?
Yeah, he did okay. Played pretty well. I thought he was. I thought he handled it mentally pretty well. He wasn't too high or too low for this one, so I thought that was important. And I thought our line did a really good job early of taking care of him and letting him settle in, which he did pretty quickly. And guys made a couple plays down the field for him. So he did some good things, made a few mistakes like he was going to make. So all in all, a positive start, but a long ways to go.
Okay, let's go to Brandon Drum with OU Insider.
Hey Lincoln, appreciate you doing this. You said Spencer, they have a long ways to go, but the defense, how did you think they started out? Obviously, only allowing 136 total yards. What's your thoughts on the defense and I guess the takeaway? You started off the season a lot better than you did last year as well.
Yeah, no, it was. A shutout. A bunch of 3-and-outs. I thought we played well. I was excited about the way we tackled. That was one of the biggest concerns coming in. Just again with the limited off season, and it always is in first games, even in normal years. But I thought we tackled well. I thought we were pretty disruptive at the line of scrimmage. I thought we had some different guys step into a lot of different positions and do a lot of very positive things. So just continued to find a way throughout the night. So. I thought, yeah, just pretty sound, kind of where we needed to be. Made tackles, made some explosive plays. Yeah, very, very complete performance by our D tonight.
Okay, we'll go to Ryan Aber, the Oklahoman.
Yeah, Lincoln, I know that this whole preseason leading up to it, you've had a lot of uncertainty and didn't know what to expect. But what was it like just in the last 24 hours as you figure out who's going to be available, who's not, and trying to shift some things around to make sure everything's accounted for with all the guys that you had missing tonight?
It was fun. It was in a way. I mean, it's not maybe exactly how you draw it up, but yeah, no, you gotta. I mean, it's all these situations right now. It's either one of two things. You either see it as a hindrance and you say "poor me," and mad you're in the situation and frustrated, and or you look at it as an opportunity, an opportunity to see some new players that maybe we wouldn't have seen, an opportunity as coaches to test yourselves and to be able to adjust when things come up. And so we've tried to look at all of it as an opportunity. We had a lot of opportunities tonight, and it was fun to see the guys that stepped up and played in those places, and by and large did a lot of good things.
Appreciate it, Lincoln.
And Dean Blevins with Channel 9.
Yeah, Lincoln, I wanted to ask you about the two young M's, McGowan and Mims. We'd heard a lot through the grapevine in practices that they were looking like they looked tonight. What did you think you got out of them, and is their potential as great as it seems to be just seeing them this one night?
Yeah, no, they both did some good things. You know, they're two, pretty explosive kids for their age. Just both kids physically are in a pretty good place and have picked up our stuff well, and they both have a little bit of home run ability. So no, I thought they both did some really nice things. They both made some mistakes too, but they both had pretty big roles for us tonight, and took advantage of the opportunity. The moment wasn't too big for those guys, and as a young player, it's just always something you're trying to evaluate. We've said it a lot. That belief in yourself and knowing that you were made for this and ready for this, and that's a decision that each person's got to make. And those guys, I think, were ready for the moment, didn't shy away, did a lot of things, and they certainly have promising opportunities ahead. But they're gonna have to continue to work to get those.
Terry Murdoch with Sooner Scoop and WWLS.
Lincoln, could you just talk about the challenge of just having two running backs tonight? I mean, did that affect, I don't know, the way that you wanted to call the game, or did it make it, make you have to throw it maybe a little bit more early than you wanted?
Yeah, I mean, it all has an effect. I mean, the players that you have, players you have available, what you want to do schematically, what they're doing defense schematically. I mean, it all plays a factor. To what degree? I mean, it's tough to describe. So, we've been in situations like this before. We've only had a couple guys at one position, and you've just gotta find a way to handle it. You still gotta, at the end of the day, it's still a football game, and you still gotta move the ball and score points. Or if you're on defense, you still gotta find a way to stop them. And so, just that kind of ended up being our recipe tonight.
Did you learn anything about Sept being a young guy tonight in his first game? Do you always learn something about a guy's first game like that?
Yeah, we've known he's a talented kid and has done some good things, but kind of like I said earlier, that the moment wasn't too big, and that they were able to take, and he was able to take some of the things he's done on the practice field and carry him over to the game field. So I thought those were the biggest positives. That when you don't have hesitation at a young age, it's a great quality.
Let's go to James Hale with KREF.
James, I think you're muted.
All right, there we go. Hey, Lincoln, what did you think of your linebacking core? It's somewhat new. You played a lot of linebackers tonight. They seem pretty active.
I thought they were. We saw him get in the backfield several times. I thought they did a good job in the run game, which, both kind of a job of everybody in the run game. But, no, I thought they were active. We were able to play a bunch of guys. I think we only missed a couple of fits on the night. They're late. I was excited to see the way they played. And, it's a group that's got some depth, some very strong competitive depth. So that's a great thing for us as coaches and us as a team, because guys are going to have to continue to improve to earn those reps. And it's going to be very, very competitive, and that's what you always want to have.
Hey, Garen Emig, Tulsa World.
Lincoln, I think the Missouri State president in the Springfield paper was quoted as saying late last week that this game at one time was in serious jeopardy, and I think he was referring to your numbers situation. Would you say that the risk was that high on your end getting this game in?
It hung in the balance for a little bit, but we were able to do it, and thankful we were able to.
Quick follow-up on the game itself. You're looking for defensive linemen who can obviously be playmakers for you. Isaiah Thomas is a young dude who, especially in the first quarter, really flashed for you. Can he be that type of impact guy consistently, you think, this year?
I do. He's one of the more improved players on our team. We ended up moving him inside this year, and he's been an edge guy for us in the past, and one of those guys that took that move and embraced it, and he's a better player in there. It's just fitting. It's sometimes you think a guy's skill set maybe fits one deal, and you move him, and all of a sudden you see, dang, he's better there than he was on the edge, and he's been a very solid player for us on the edge, but he's shown a lot, and he another guy that has been very active and disruptive in practice, and I thought he carried that over tonight. Was happy for him to go in there and play the way he did because he's worked his tail off, and I think certainly found a home for us inside.
Thanks.
Time for a couple more. We'll go to Keegan Renault, Sooners Wire.
Yeah, Lincoln, you guys have talked about the offensive line and wanting it to take steps from where you guys were at a year ago. Was tonight the start that you wanted to see from them?
I thought we did some pretty good things in the first half. I thought there was a couple things in the run game that we missed. Wasn't all them. I mean, it was kind of the run game was just okay tonight. Honestly, probably I wouldn't even give it that. It was probably a little bit worse than okay. So we gotta run the ball better. So that's but it's a group effort. There's some mistakes I made in calling it. Some mistakes the quarterback, the running back, the H-back positions. I mean, we all had our hands in it. So, we did some good things. The first group did some good things. Second group finally kind of settled in there. At the end, it was a little bit of a mixed bag. We had, I think, 3 guys playing new positions there at the end to be able to get in there and play. So, but that's part of it. We got to learn from it and continue to improve.
And I know that you guys had 3 guys from the offensive line that were out for tonight. How much is the chemistry just affected by not being able to get the starting rotation at least playing tonight?
3? I wish it was 3. Yeah, it's just part of it. I mean, we're lucky in that a lot of those guys, especially in the starting group, have played a lot of ball. And so, I thought we had to move some guys around to make tonight work, and those guys with their experience in the system and game experience were able to do that. So that was a luxury that our experience afforded us tonight for sure.
Okay, looks like our last question of the night will be John Hoover with SI Sooners.
Got me every time. If you could maybe elaborate a little bit on Spencer tonight, what stood out to you the most? Was it his understanding of the defense, poise when the pass rush got to him? Was it picking the right receiver? What did you like the most about his game tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think just his overall poise in his game. I think you used a good word there, an appropriate word. He some guys can get too up for these things, especially your first one. And I thought he handled it the right way. I mean, he certainly had energy and juice, but he didn't let that consume him, and he didn't try to do too much. And that was, I think always some of your chief concerns. And so, no, I mean, I'm proud of the way he handled the situation. Your first start is always an experience and an emotion that you can't really duplicate or predict until you actually just go in there and truly experience it. And so I think his kind of calmness and poise, allowed him to have a clear mind and make a lot of good decisions.